Yeah.
Yes, we want to go live now. Okay, it says I'm live. So I'm live. Good morning, everybody. Good morning or early afternoon or whatever, depending on where you are in the world. Thanks for spending a little bit of your important day with me. We are just about a minute away here from going into our content. This yet again is one of my favorite topics. I'm going to move my microphone just a little bit closer. If you're out there listening, let me know who you are. Say something in the comments. Say something out there. Where are you from? Where you are? Where you be? Are you in your office? Are you in your home studio? Are you taking the dog for a walk? What is going on? We're about to get into messaging. This is a really powerful topic because sometimes it's, well, you'll see. So it is the bottom. Hey, Brenda Wise. Hey, Rosa. Awesome. Okay, we're going to get started. Let's go. My name is Brian Williams. I am the founder of a company called Real Appointments. And what we do is we generate qualified sales appointments for our clients. Our clients are usually in the business to business space, selling something like a service or product to other businesses. And that's what we do. I'm going to introduce first, before we get into our content, my co-host who's somewhere lurking out there. There he is. Hey, Ronan.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Yet
Top
again.
of the morning.
What is it? Wednesday? We're almost over this week's hump. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Gorgeous Wednesday. Yeah, I'm excited about today's show. I know that today we're talking about messaging magic and all the wonderful things that you can do on LinkedIn with messaging. One thing I do want to make sure that everybody knows is that this is live. And because it's live, we have the opportunity to take your questions and comments. So feel free to comment, ask questions. There are no stupid questions. Just ask away. We're here to let you know all about messaging for LinkedIn, and want to make sure that everybody gets their questions answered. So there you have it.
Awesome. Thank you, Ronan.
You fired up and ready to go?
Yep. I just noticed that it's summertime here in Vegas, and in my shiny bald head, I can see the ceiling fan spinning. Can you see that? I just realized that. Holy moly. Oh, well. All right, I'm a little goofy. I hope that doesn't bother anybody. Anyway, today's topic is messaging magic, or the magic of messaging. And here's the thing. Look, we've all been on the receiving end of receiving messages from people that we've connected with or accepted connections from on social media, especially LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, etc. And I don't know about you, but I know that when I'm on the receiving end of someone that especially I've recently accepted a connection request from, and they almost immediately start regurgitating, their pitch, right? What they're all about, what they want to sell to me. It just doesn't land well, ever. And so that's right. Brenda says, be authentic. Yeah, that's part of what we're going to be talking about today, is being authentic. And I'm going to give you some strategies on how to be authentic, and also get your message across without being that other guy or gal. Okay, that just doesn't land well. So we don't want to be that person. We want to be different. We want to stand out in a way that is refreshing, inviting, and also developing a relationship, right? Look at the people that you're connecting with on social media, especially LinkedIn, like you're building a relationship, not a sale. Okay, just really, I want you to think about that. So we're going to go through at least 3 of my messaging magical tips today. If we have time, we'll go through a few more. If we run out of time, because these calls are really just 15 minutes, I will invite you to attend our deep dive training that's coming up this Friday. It's free. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. And we go through not only all the messaging stuff that we talk about, but all the other components of developing relationships and especially sales appointments on LinkedIn. And you can just sign up. It's guaranteedsalesappointments.com. You can do that now, or you can wait till the end of this. Anyway, let's get into this. So Ronan, would you share my screen? And I'm going to go through a few of my slides. And we're not going to play my music right now. All right, here we go. Ronan, just to be clear, can you see my slide that reads class content?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, good. All right, so this is right out of our workbook, if you will, from what we're going to be going a deeper dive on Friday. But I wanted to share that with you at least 3 of these parts. So the first part is make it all about them, right? When you are messaging people, even at the connection request level, when you're making that initial request to connect, it's not about you. It's about them. Just keep that in your mind. I'll show you a couple of examples. Let's start with my friend and client, Joe Canamore. Some of you on this call know who Joe is. And we work with Joe. He runs a large video production company along with his brother, Larry, and we help them generate appointments in that business. And here's his connection message. Simon, hope you, keyword you, are doing well. Let's connect here on LinkedIn, right? It's not about Joe. It's about Simon. Use that word you. That word you is a powerful word to use in your communication when you're in a lot of communication, especially here. And the other thing I'll point out is it's very simple. You don't need to go into a long dissertation about what you do, who you are, and blah, blah, blah. Make it simple. And part of the reason for that, by the way, is if you were following trainings that we did on Monday and yesterday, we talked about some other strategies that go ahead of this. You don't need to go into any more detail than just say, let's connect. So if you want to listen to that, go back and look at previous days or show up on Friday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, and we'll be going into a deeper dive. Here's another example. Here's Ronan, co-host and partner in Real Appointments. Here's his connection message, or here's a follow-up. Hey, John, thanks for connecting. This is after John accepted the connection. Okay. Hope all is well with you and your business, and hope all is well with you and your business is good at Allegiance. That's John's company. Okay. Again, it's all about John. It's not a sales pitch from Ronan. Okay. He's building a relationship with someone that he wants to potentially have a conversation with and potentially do business with. Okay. So that's point number 1. Make it all about them. This is just on the connection side of things. Okay. Next is short non-sales message. Okay, short non-sales message. Now, short, leave it up to you what you deem to be short. Okay, to me, short means as much as you need to say and no more to get your point across. Okay, also keeping it about them. All right, so all these sort of stack on top of each other. So let me show you a message that we're using right now for ourselves and for our clients that's working really, really well. Here it is. And you may not be able to see this on your screen, depending on how large of a screen you have. So I'll read it. Hello, and you put in their first name. First and foremost, I hope you and your family are holding up well during these uncertain and challenging times. Although we are all in the same storm together, many of us are riding through it in different boats and achieving different results. For many businesses, this is a great time to be working on your business instead of the usual in your business. If you'd like to chat, let's have a quick conversation together to see what that might look like. All my best. In this case, Dawn. Dawn happens to be one of our clients. All right. Simple, relatively short, mostly, okay, about them. We did ask, we kind of planted a seed if they would like to have a chat. It's not like real pitchy, right? It's comfortable. It's not going to be perceived as being, slimy or salesy. And this is another example of how you can make your messaging about the other person and be caring. All right. Point number 3. And by the way, if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment field. I'm not seeing that, so Ronan will let me know if anybody does. All right. Okay. Here's an actual strategy that you can implement, and you can do this right away. And this works really, really, really well. It's to share third-party relevant to your market content. What do we mean by relevant to your market content? What we mean here is when you share a piece of content, again, it's all about them. And the reason we like to share third party, meaning something you did not create, okay, not your video, not your blog post, but something that was pulled from another source. The reason we like to do this is, again, it takes that salesy, pitchy component out, and it's just sharing something that you found online or somewhere that you thought might be of value to the person you're communicating with. And so it takes you out of that sales equation. And again, it's all about them. You're building a relationship. And so I'll give you an example of something Ronan did recently with John, actually the same person that I showed earlier. One of Ronan's markets are people that are in the IT space. And so he found this article on Forbes, sends it to John, and he basically says, I thought you might be interested in this, and I'm interested in your opinion on how you set yourself apart from the herd. So Ronan is kind of asking a question here, right, to get a reaction from John. About a week later, Ronan sends out another article, different article from a different source, and asks another question to John. What's your strategy for going after those technology dollars? And again, it's all about John, information that John might be interested in. It's not about what Ronan's interested in. Ronan's building a relationship, and look what happened. This is the result of this. Without even asking, John thanks Ronan for sending him messages. When was the last time you were thanked for sending somebody a message on LinkedIn or a message on Facebook? That's pretty cool. And then John goes further and says, let's have a chat. I'd like to get to know you better. Call me or set up a meeting using my calendar link. This is what's possible when you use these types of strategies in your messaging as you're building relationships. And you can do this with new relationships. You can do this with people you've already been connected with, maybe for months or years. The same strategies will work the same way. So I'm going to go, if you wouldn't mind bringing me back on full screen, Ronan. And I'm going to try to find where that might be. Here we go. Hi. Okay, I'm back. So we have a couple of questions I'm going to go through here. And just before I get to those, I want to remind everybody, if you want to take a deep dive and really learn our entire process, our entire system for how we generate consistent, steady flow, qualified sales appointments, sign up for the deep dive training this Friday. It's 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. I think that equates to 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. GuaranteedSalesAppointments.com. It's completely free. It's about an hour and 15-minute training. You'll get our workbook, go through. It's a pencil and workbook, pen and workbook type of training. You will walk away with a 7-day action plan to implement this on your own. That will get you at least your next qualified sales appointment. Brenda, awesome. I'm glad you're going to be there. So Brenda is asking a question. What if you send a message, non-sales right, to connect, and they don't reply? Great question. What if they don't reply? So send, and this is a connection message. So this is specifically when you send a connection request. So here's what we do. What we do, and this is specific to LinkedIn, right? Because on LinkedIn, when you send someone a connection request, if they do not reply, you are not able to send another reminder or another connection request, right? So there's two approaches that you can take. I'll give you both of them here. One is after 2, maybe 3 weeks, you can go in and you can withdraw that request. And what that does is it starts a clock, and that clock lasts for 3 weeks. And what happens is in another 3 weeks after the time you withdraw the request, you can send them another connection request. But you need to wait those 3 weeks. That's a limitation that LinkedIn puts on that connection request. And we do oftentimes do that. And oftentimes they will reply after the second time we do it. The other thing you can do is if you have a premium LinkedIn account using any of the paid premium LinkedIn services, all the way up to Sales Navigator Pro, which we're actually going to be talking about tomorrow, you can send a certain amount of what are called in-mails, INMAILS, in-mails. And that's a direct message to someone that you're not necessarily connected with on LinkedIn. And so what you could do is take one of the other strategies that we talked about and some of the examples that I showed you and send them that via an in-mail just to kind of build a relationship. And maybe they will then see your connection request and accept that connection request. So you can kind of combine those strategies. So those are two things that we do with that. So I'm going to, how do I hide this? There we go. Hey, Michael, nice to see you. Michael's on the line. Love Michael. He's a great local photographer here. And one of the things that he photographs, one of his subjects are Eagle Scouts. So he's actually going to be photographing my son, Joseph, this weekend, because Joseph is a recent Eagle Scout Award recipient. So I'm looking forward to that. Just thought I'd do a little plug for Michael. All right. I don't have any other content for today. If you like this, if you want to go deeper, please join us this Friday by registering at guaranteedsalesappointments.com. I see Ronan, my co-host, which means he may have something to say. Go ahead.
Well, I'm never at a loss for words.
Well, that's okay.
But yeah, the messaging is, in my experience, because I do a lot of it, it's a critical part. The key really is about being there when you deliver the value for them. You're starting to develop a relationship with people. And then when you do get on the phone with them, it's not awkward, it's weird. You already have something in common that you've been conversing about. So having that initial conversation with them, when we ask them for a 15-minute chat, it's not a cold call. If anything, it's a warm call, because you've already interacted on some level about a topic that's important to them. And then you just continue that process when you have the 15-minute call. And then, you're building relationships. I very much think of this as how you would be if you were doing things live. We're in an environment now where this is the way that we're doing a lot of our networking. And just like you wouldn't want to run up to somebody at an event and go, here's my card, let's schedule an appointment, right? You wouldn't want to do that here. You're going to listen to them. You're going to hear what they're up to, what kind of business they're in. I mean, you're also vetting them in a certain way to see that they're a fit for you, right? No point in doing business or trying to, enroll somebody in your business that doesn't fit. So, it is very much a digital version of a mixer, and you want to take the same approach. You want to talk to people and get interested in them, and they will give you the opening to talk about you. You're developing relationships, and then maybe you do business, maybe you don't. It depends, right? But at that point, you've already had a warm conversation.
Absolutely. By the way, everybody, Brenda Wise gets the award for asking not only the most amount of questions, but some really great questions today. I'm going to answer her final question, and then we're going to close out for today's training. She asks, what if you are connected with somebody and they just don't reply about moving forward? Great question. And our answer to that is simply don't stop communicating, right? As long as you keep the messaging interesting about them, be in servant mode to the person that you're wanting to build that relationship to, keep it going, right? Send a message initially, maybe every week. If they don't reply, maybe tone it down to every month. But you can always continue to send out these messages. It just might not be the right time for them, right? And it may not, and it's okay.
Yeah. And it also may be that they don't spend as much time on LinkedIn as you do. So some people maybe check it at regular intervals, but they're not on it all the time. Right. We have people making connections to people that we've made the request months ago, but they just finally got back into their LinkedIn profile. So there's some of that there, but for the most part, people, if they don't respond right away, you just continue being of service to them. It will click for them.
Yep. All right. Hey, everybody. I really appreciate the likes and the loves and the comments. And we hope to see you on our next training, and certainly during our deep dive training this coming Friday, which you can get the information at guaranteedsalesappointments.com.
Right.
Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Make it productive, stay healthy, and be a blessing to as many people as you possibly can get.